Hello everyone, this is Tech20 and we're coming to you for the next in our series on Excel. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I've already went ahead and clicked on the Excel um, icon, got it open. This is what you're going to look at the first time that you open it up. You're going to see some templates up here, different types of things. There's also more a place where you can select more templates. Down here will be your recently opened workbooks, anything that you've pinned, or anything that's been shared with you, your home, your new, and then open. So from this page, you can just go ahead and open new home. Um, and for today's purposes, we're going to go ahead and do a blank workbook. So let's go ahead and click on that. That will start me out with the new workbook here. Um, Now, the workbook is the entirety of the spreadsheet. So once you save it, then that is the entirety of your spreadsheet there. Along the top here, you have different tabs. That is part of your ribbon. So you have insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, automate, developer, and help. Developer is not automatically checked. If you need to know how to enable developer, we're going to cover that in this tutorial. Not this particular one, but one in the future. And then I also have another video that shows you how to enable that. It's really simple. Um, so we're going to go ahead and get started here and start out with describing the basics of this Excel document. So essentially, this is the workbook. And when you're looking at the workbook, you'll come down to the bottom here, and you'll have sheets. So you'll have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. You can do as many sheets as you really need. You can right click on them. You can protect the sheet, so make sure that it can't be edited. You can delete it, insert, move or copy, view the code, change the tab color. So I'll just change this one to red just so you can see what it looks like. And see, that one's red. I'll change this one to, I don't know, green. You'll see that that one's green. Kind of offsets it a little bit, makes it a little bit more user friendly. And then we're going to go ahead and discuss what cells are. So your cells are, from here, you have your columns, which is your A, B, C, D, E, and on throughout the alphabet. It goes on infinitely. Well, not infinitely, there is an end to it, but for the most part, for our purposes, it's infinite. And then you have your rows, which are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if, for example, someone says, click in cell A1, you'll click right here, which is A for your column, and then 1. And it's also denoted up here as well. So that's where that cell is outlined for you. Now up here, here's your ribbon. So this is where you're going to find your different options such as cut. And let's say since we're in B3, which we can realize is right there, we wanted to cut that cell. And you'll see that you get that little outline of, looks like little ants on a rectangular path there. That's your cut, and it's also going to be your copy. Does the same exact thing. So just make sure you select the correct one when you're doing that. There's also keyboard shortcuts, which I'll make a supplementary video to that, as far as how keyboard shortcuts work, like Control C, which is Control Copy, or Control X, which is Cut. Control V is Paste, and I'll write those out in the future and attach it as a separate sheet that you can download. So here you can select your fonts. Here you can select your fonts. I just want to go back and select A1. So you have all your different fonts here. You can increase the sizes by the pre-selected sizes if you already know what size you want to go to. If you're not quite sure, you can always do this and just hit the up or the down. Make the font size either get bigger or smaller. Here's your bold, italicized, underlined. If you need to outline the boxes, outline the cells, then here's where you would do that. And we'll go ahead and do a range just so you can see what that looks like. So for example, let's say I wanted to put borders around all of these boxes. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select, you can either select bottom border, top, left, right, no border, all borders, outside, thick, bottom double border, thick bottom border, top and bottom border, top and thick bottom border, top and double bottom border. That's usually for accounting though. You can draw your borders, all kinds of different things that you can do. Line style, line color. You can change the line colors, but this one I'm just gonna, just since we're doing this for show, we can see that those boxes are now highlighted in black, or they're bordered in black. This will fill the cell. So if I wanted to take and fill the cell with yellow, there it is. If I wanted to change the font color, this will align the information to the top. I'm just going to go ahead and put I'll just go ahead and type in here, just type Tech 20, and then we can see what all these do. So this will put the information in the middle. This will put it at the top. This will align it to the left. It's already default aligned to the left. This will center it, and this will put it to the right. If you want to orientate it differently, you're going to go ahead and do your angle counterclockwise. So that is, as you see, it changed. And then, of course, you want to do it clockwise. Or if you just want to do vertical text, you can do that, and you'll see that there. Put it in the middle. It's a little bit easier to see. And all that. So here's your undo and redo button. So we're just going to go ahead and undo that. And then wrap text. So for example, if I have a bunch of text in here, and see how it just changed it into one long line there. Well, what I would do is click on here, wrap text, and that'll fit it all in according to the alignment. Merge and center. If you're merging and centering across two, you can do that, and you can see that it took up both the A and the B columns. And then there's that automatically centers it as well. It's just defaulted to merge and center. This is all your alignment. As you can tell, they're highlighted down here. Your numbers, so you're looking at general numbers, number, currency, accounting, short date, long date, which is like day of the week and the date, time, percentage, fractions, scientific, text, all that other good stuff. It's there. There's your percentage, your dollar sign, your commas, if you want to have your numbers with commas. So we'll just do a huge number there, and if we want to put the correct commas in there automatically, it'll do that right there. And then you can remove, or I'm sorry, add numbers behind the decimal, and then remove them from the decimal there. This is all your formatting, conditional formatting, format as a table. If you click on this, you can select different table, pre-made tables that Excel has for you. And then we have, if we come over to the right here, we have the insert cells. So if you need to insert a cell somewhere, delete a cell, format cells. This is your auto sum. So basically, if there's a range of numbers, it'll automatically do that for you. Fill, if you want to have it fill down the sheet, we'll cover all this in more detail. Clear, if you need to clear out anything, any kind of formatting or the contents, hyperlinks, anything like that. This is your sort and filter. We will cover that. Find and select, which is just basically find, select, and then your analyze data, which is a little bit more advanced. So that covers us on that. We'll go ahead and move on to the insert tab. And again, this is just general overview of these. This is a pivot table, very helpful when you're analyzing complex data. Recommended pivot tables. If you need to insert a picture, you're going to do that right here by clicking here, and then from this device, stock images or online pictures. Shapes is going to be like if you want to draw arrows, rectangles, all that stuff. If you're familiar with Word, this is the same exact thing. icons, 3D models, smart art, screenshot if you need to do a screenshot from something that's open, or if you just need to do a screen clipping. Um, we'll do it. We'll get into that as well. Your add-ins are here. Recommended charts, such as like your different visual charts, um, different kinds of spark lines, which is like your lines, timelines, that sort of thing. Links, your comments, so you can actually make a comment on the cell. Text box, if you want to draw a text box like you can in Word. Your header and footer, and then symbols are over there. Now, as far as page layout is concerned, I'm going to go ahead and come back over here. You got our themes, which is like any kind of themes that are pre-installed or ones that you want to develop. Browse for themes, save current theme. You can make all kinds of different themes. Your colors, fonts, effects, margins. If you want to make it normal, wide, narrow. Your orientation, sometimes when you have a lot of data, you need to orientate the page a little bit differently, which would be changing that from portrait to landscape. Your size, what you're printing on, or what you're trying to print to. Your print area, set your print areas. Background, if you need a background. Your tiles, scaling to fit. This can all be done in the print section as well. If you need to bring something forward, backwards, basically just arranging different things. This is going to be where you're going to find all your formulas. Again, we're going to probably be entering a lot of these by hand, but these are the pre-formatted ones. You have like dollar, code, clean, date and time, date, days, day 360, network days, which is going to be a huge one for a lot of people. Then you have your data, which is basically just sorting your data. Data validation is going to be a big one. Filtering, queries and connections, resources, grouping, totals, what if analysis, which is big also in business. Group on group subtotal. And then you're going to have your review. Just basically check your spelling, get your thesaurus out, check your accessibility if it's working, smart lookup, translate. If you need to make comments, another place to add comments, notes. This is where you're going to come to protect your worksheet or protect your workbook. So this sheet itself, and if you remember, this is a sheet that we're working on. The workbook itself is the workbook itself. You can allow edit ranges. You can unshare the workbook if you did share it, and then you can hide ink there. This is your view. So normal, your page break view, which will make it look kind of like that. We like normal though. And that gives you your page breaks where different pages will be printed. Your page layout, which is how it's laid out. And then any kind of custom views that you may do. Your navigation, zooming in, zooming out. Your new windows, arrange all freezing panes. That's a big one. And then over to the right, you'll have your switch windows and some basic macros. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the Automate tab. This is a bunch of scripting. So you're looking at all your scripts here. We'll cover that later on. Your developer tab, which is like your VBA, your macros, recording macros, add-ins, Excel add-ons, insert, where you can insert different things, form controls and ActiveX controls, properties, which it'll show you the different properties that are available on your worksheet. If you click on it, you can see them right here. And then expansion packs and all that. That's your developer tab, which is really cool. And again, like I said, click down below if you need to know how to add the developer tab. I do have a video on that. And then also you can just stay tuned to this, as we will be going more in depth on how to do that. And then your general help on how to do that. Now that does it for the tabs up at the top or in your ribbon. Now, one thing that you can do is on the tabs, you'll see that you have an arrow here to the right, a little down arrow. You can actually click on that, and you can do full screen mode, show tabs only, always show ribbon. You can actually uncheck that, and it'll unshow your ribbon. And of course, now it's not wanting to do that. But you can do show tabs only. And then that'll only show the tabs at the top because we have to have access to those. And then, so I was dragging the wrong side of the screen there. There we go. Okay, so then that'll show that. But I like being able to see my ribbon most of the time. But for this purpose, I just want to show you one other thing. This is your function bar. This is where you're going to write out all your functions. And it's going to be like your equals sum. I'll just do a very basic one, A1 colon A13 in parentheses. And that'll sum all those numbers if there were actually numbers there. All right, so that will conclude for this video. I appreciate your patience in working through me with this and going through all of the different functions that are available. Of course, we're going to get more in depth into them. It's just a brief overview. Please do like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.